licking branches right here, down over here, one over there. It's a little scrub oak. Well, good morning, guys. It is February 22nd. We're out here in the Sam Houston National Forest, and really just out here doing a camera pickup, but I'm trying to take advantage and scout some new areas on my way in. Something I'm going to change up that I've done, or I'm going to do more of, is I'm not going to scout multiple locations in one day unless I'm scouting just for access, like checking gates, checking walk-in, checking bike paths. But I'm going to focus on one spot for the day, and that's what I'm doing. So this is a really good spot for me last year, and I just scouted it last summer, and it paid off. So one thing, I've been walking back here for an hour already, and I finally got to where I kind of wanted to be, followed this drainage down. I got all the way back down here, and you see behind me, you see this cane thicket? This is middle of February, end of February, and you see how thick that is? That's where the deer are. As soon as I got close to this cane thicket, I started running into some doe tracks, a couple of deer trails where they're just following these drainages down here to this thicket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of bust through this thicket and kind of weave in and out, and then I'm gonna walk the edge of it for a little while. Bad thing is, this is one of my better spots. It's the furthest from the house. So I had to get up this morning again around 3 and just want to get out here at daylight. No sense in coming in at dark. But man, it feels good to be out here. Can't wait to see what we find. We're gonna go check this cane thicket, so let's get on it. Found a couple of scrapes. They're not primary scrapes. They're not near any thick cover or anything. So I know there's some that we won't be able to find, but if you find these licking branches, you can kind of tell where the scrapes were, but a lot of them are covered up. All these pine needles drop late in the year and tends to cover them up, so let's keep moving. The other thing is about this cane thickets, so they're not always by creeks. A lot of the times they'll pop up in just drainages if there's plenty of sunlight. And you start to see the diversity happen. You know, we hear a lot of people talk about that, but you know, we're talking about walking through here, and I can see sycamore leaves, some elm leaves, a couple of elm trees in here. And then usually around here, these drainages, that's where you find your big water oaks, your big, there's a couple of post oaks, and there's some white oaks. So, you know, and that just means the different browse and everything is going to be just as diverse when you start finding those trees you don't find together everywhere. So right now I'm pinching down in between a pine thicket that's usually has briars underneath, but it's all trimmed out, so it's just a bunch of stems, and I'm between this cane thicket. And the cane, as soon as you start seeing it, just follow it until you'll find a thick patch. That one didn't really look too good. I didn't see too many tracks or beds in there. Ouch. As this pine thicket pinches down on this drainage, this could be a good cruising spot. So maybe there's not a lot of sign, but maybe you could get something during the rut. But we'll see. Well, so I'm bebopping along here, got out of that cane thicket, and I'm kind of making my way back to my camera. And I come up to a spot that looks like there was a lot of sunlight hitting the ground. Huge vine patch. I call this a vine patch because it's more than briars. It's 10, 12 foot high in some places. And I mean, you can see in late season how thick this is, and you can't see more than 20 yards in here right now, let alone mid-season. There's a deer blowing. I don't know if y'all could hear that. We'll see if we can hear it when we do this video. The deer just blew at me on the other side of this vine thicket. The way I'm walking through here. And the thing is you gotta get in here to find interior trails. So I finally busted in here, found a trail. I was on it for 20 seconds, started running into deer poop, little brow stems and stuff. There's some oaks in here. Of course, there's a lot of sweet gum and everything, but this is just a good little pocket, more of a bedding spot, and it, with more feed trees down that way, set up a little off of this vine thicket. We got pine plantation that comes down the hill and meets this thicket right here. So within about 150 yards, this is a lot going on. There's a bunch of little scrub oaks. There's some old holly trees and stuff that still have the leaves on them. I haven't heard that deer again. Now you asked me how to hunt this. I can't tell you. Especially early season. You're gonna make a lot of noise getting in here, but you could monitor it, put a camera up. Get as close as you can, maybe get high. Get in a climber and get as high as you can, where you can see down in here. Whether you get a bow shot or not, I'm not sure, but if you find a little slip trail that you can pop in these things, it can be money. And I need to do more of that myself here lately. So I finally made it down here where I had that encounter with those 4 bucks, like November 4th, I think because it was a hot doe in here. But the thing is I have better luck monitoring doe groups than I do really trying to track down bucks. So if you can, and the does have been in here all season. Mid-season they kind of took off a little bit. They may have gotten pushed out by the bucks, but they've been in here, the last several weeks. So one little non-pro tip: picking up your cameras, make sure you open them up, check inside that door, check in the back, clean out all those critters, and don't bring them home with you. And don't want them in your backpack, or don't want them surprising you in your car on the way home, or the wife once you get there. So still scouting my way back through here, and I came upon a colony of sea oats. Sea oats, although the name may make you sounds good when you're talking about an oat, but they're actually highly deer resistant. Some people actually plant them as deer resistant, but one thing they do provide is a ton of cover. These are kind of laid over and dead, and they're still probably 3 foot high, 3.5, somewhere, sometimes 4, but usually it's a sign of diversity as well. So we've got a lot of little briar patches in here, and sunlight doesn't burn them out. So super thick, man. I think you have to redefine your definition of thick. And when you're hunting out here in Sam Houston, and usually when you find these thick areas, they're good all year because there's just not pockets like them that come along very often. So when you see these, they actually call this a colony, when you see these sea oats kind of embedded in here like this. So pretty cool, just a little learning thing for the day. And nice grape tree right here behind me, so pretty open in here. I'm actually kind of surprised. Let's keep going. Found some good rubs back along the creek too. I forgot to mention that. That's kind of what brought me this way. So I'm thinking that this is good bedding, and then Some big water oaks and stuff back over there. So let's keep going. Well, this thing scared the hell out of me. Where did it go? A dog just went in that hole right there. I'm not even joking. And he didn't come out. There's a dog in that hole. That whole thing is soft. Hey. I'm telling you, there is a dog right here under these roots. I guess we see if we can flush him out. What's this thing, living out here in the wild or what? Oh, I see him. I see him. I see him. Did you see him move? What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing in there? Huh? You gonna come out? Come on. What are you doing, man? I ain't never seen anything. See his eyes right there? Hey, buddy. I see you. You're not hiding. He ain't hurt because he darted off in there. He knows right where he's at. You wanna come out? Come on. Come on. Come on. How long have you been out? And I am not near any houses. I will tell you that much. I'm scared to actually get too close to him in case he comes at me. I try to move around. Hey. All right. I don't think he wants to be found. But he seems pretty aggressive, so guess I'm gonna move on. I don't have enough time anyway. Well, I guess that stands to reason that this might not be a good spot. There's a dog living out here. That sucks. I walked like 3 freaking miles to get back here. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, there are no wild dogs out here, but that dog may be wild at this point. I mean, he's out here. like I said, I just walked 3 miles more. There's no private around here. And that dog act like he don't want no part of a human. And I don't feel like shooting a wild dog or a dog just because I messed with it. Still a dog, I guess, but I don't know. We gotta keep moving. Man, that's crazy. I think that's about gonna do it for this trip. We're hoofing it out. You see the forestry department came in and cleared this road. I'm not sure how often they do that. It seems like they do that every 2 or 3 years maybe. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if this is what had all those deer hiding down in that ditch, traveling up and down that ditch, because this is a pretty good stretch right here, but never know. It makes nice walking, nice quiet walking for next year, hopefully. But we got back there and punched through a couple of thickets and really never found anything outstanding. Found a scrape outside of one of the thickets, but didn't really find any scat or anything, and nothing really to get too excited about, but did find some really good stuff. Found some silver maple trees. I don't remember if I talked about that. I think they were maple trees. Found a couple of good rub lines. I found what seems like the deer that I saw, all those bucks in that one video where they came from, the trail coming across the hill. Found a rub, found a little trail coming down through there, so to speak. But it's a good day. Man, I think I covered about 7 or 8 miles just in this one spot, zigzagging back and forth in just this one spot, so I'm cool with that. I'm just really curious about those dogs and how they came to be out there. And actually, that's what I didn't tell you. When I went to walk off, the 2 dogs ran out of that den, hollering, barking, scared the crap out of me. So but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, I gotta get back. No time to mess around. Appreciate you guys watching. It's a pretty interesting video. Hope you guys learned something. Try to share something we can all learn at some point. Good scouting, good hunting, good luck to you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.